People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
As the great man, the big man, the legend that is Ian Wright just said there, people deluded, I'm back again. Late night business, I'm probably 50 minutes late. I'm not going to lie, I've had a mad day, people, you know. I've had a mad day, better yet, a mad evening. The trains were delayed. That's actually the big issue. You know, Smith Rowe obviously gave me a little 30 seconds pause in terms of an interview. Sander Berge aired me. You know, I was told stop recording when I was doing the Mikel Arteta press conference. You know, the man to keep recording, networking and all of that. Saw my team win, saw Bukayo Saka return with a bang, saw Mikel Merino continue his rich run of form up front. It's been a crazy season. It's been an unprecedented season in terms of injuries. Keith Starmer was at the game. Andrea Berta had to be at the game. Berta, brother, you need to be making some signings, man. I don't know where to start. The first thing is, it was bittersweet, man. It was bittersweet. It's bittersweet today. First and foremost, we have to address the obvious. You know, Benjamin White was not in the squad. Gabriel Magalhaes, you know, got initially injured, tried to play on, had to get substituted, people, 15, 16 minutes into the game. And obviously, Everton away, you're going to need him because we know what David Moyes is on, let alone Real Madrid. You throw in Timber. Sorry, Timber tried to play on. It was done for him. You know, you throw in Calafiori. What's that? There's no Timber. Well, potentially no Timber going into Real Madrid and Everton and whatnot. I personally think Gabriel Magalhaes with that hamstring injury, it might be done, but that's potentially no Gabriel Magalhaes, no Jurrien Timber, no Calafiori. I'm missing somebody else out. Benjamin White, I'm sure he'll be back, but he wasn't in the match day squad. You know, I do think Kivior did all right for what it's worth, but it's dark where he's concerned going into the Real Madrid game. Now, big up Hayland as well, man. It was nice. And everybody that's got some sort of Arsenal connection. I know we want to forget his time at Arsenal, but you have to big up William. Leno was out there. It would have been nice for Reece Nelson. Obviously, he can't play against his lone club. But, you know, Smith Rowe, Saka, Wanyeri, who did very well, I think, in the first half and in the build-up to at least one of the goals. Saka, I'm not going to lie, man. Like, we have to manage his minutes carefully. He looks like he didn't leave. Literally, you know, the goal is one thing, not the most glamorous of goals from him, but literally, Saka scores, he's inevitable. And, you know, when I'm being at the game, and you don't have to allow me, like, it will come out at some point in the next few days, but I tried to do a little match day vlog kind of thing, people. So I've got some footage, but forget when Saka came off the bench. Forget when Saka scored, which there was mad noise naturally. And off topic, you know, Saka's living the dream, bro. Like, he's living the dream. He's scoring goals. He's the poster boy. I saw his gal up front. Respectfully, she's sweet. You're lucky. You get me? That I can't offer her what you can offer apart from your Zimmy. But anyways, yeah. When Saka's name was read out at the stadium, you know, like when they say the match day squad, certain man don't get that cheer when they score, let alone what you saw from what you heard, better yet, from Bukayo Saka. And, you know, me personally, it was nice to be in the press box, nice to see Mikel Arteta and actually Marco Silva. You know, this is going to sound so silly, yeah, but I don't know why I did this, but I came into the post-match press conference, yeah. I came in and this just hurt my head. I came into the post-match press conference. I don't know why I did this. It's just second nature. Like, obviously, when I bust the door, like, if you can imagine, like, I can't make it make sense. The press conference, like the table that you see them on is here, innit? And if you pretend like, if you just pretend that I'm Marco Silva giving a press conference, so I'm directly in front of you, right? If you imagine from the left or the right, whichever one, that's where the doors are. So I've bust in. And by second nature, I've just got like that, innit? I don't know why. Like, it's just second nature. I've just got like that. Marco Silva did that again. I was thinking, yo, let me be part of your coaching stuff, bro. YouTube won't see me again. But yeah, big up Marco Silva. Big up Mikel Arteta for his press conference. You know, it seemed like he was in mixed spirits, if I'm honest. He wasn't down. He wasn't excited. He was just whatever, innit? And we know the injury crisis we've had this season and what we have in it. But yeah, man, if we stay on task with the game, it was lovely to see Saka. I'm not going to lie. It's like the man never left. Like, I don't want to get excited. We need to tread carefully. But, brother, obviously there's an element of maybe mental fatigue and all of that kind of stuff. And obviously, we need to manage his minutes. But it's like he never left. He's moving like he never left. He's taking his man on, and he's got to go up the gears in it, which is a scary thing. But if there's something to salvage of our season or give us some sort of optimism, it's nice to see Bukayo Saka back. Lovely to see him score. Martinelli makes no sense, man. I can understand why Arsenal persists with him. He's got a good attitude. He never stops running. He works hard. Sometimes he doesn't get the basics right, but then you see him nutmeg man and the bit of Brazilians, as I call it, Brazilian and brilliance for the assist for Saka. That was lovely. I think Mikel Merino had a bloody good game, you know. I actually think he had forget his goal or not forget his goal, but I think he had a bloody good game and I think he deserves his goal. You know, obviously the major thing is Saka coming back, but when you move away from that, the Timbers, the Magaleses, no Tomiyasu, our defensive ranks are being tested beyond the obvious people. Going into the game, or better yet, focusing on the game, it's Arsenal Fulham. In the last few years, they've, you know, caused us a lot of issues and in a positive way. And a side note on Saka, yeah, Fulham fans, you lot are the first fans that haven't made their noise. Big up Fulham though. But they did say you're just a shit Harry Wilson to Saka. The game's the game and the man scored. So remember yourselves, innit? But big up you lot. But naturally, we know what time it is. Fulham, in my opinion, being at the game, it was a 4-5-1/5-4-1. Wouldn't quite say deep blocks and low blocks and all of that, but they were doing that. I don't know how their physical players are doing. In fact, mentally and physically, they went out the FA Cup. We're not in the FA Cup, so we had even extra rest on them. And I think we started well, beyond the obvious. I think we started well. I kind of think it's the same old, same old. I know Mikel Merino scored, or you could say it's an own goal. It was fortunate couple of deflections. Shout out Nwaneri for his involvement. I think Nwaneri needs to work on staying on side, I must admit as well, people. But yeah, it was nice to get a goal. But I think we went into half-time with 2 shots. Second half, you know, obviously, people, we just need to kill the game. You got to kill games before they kill you. And let's be brutally honest, like, Munoz should have scored the brace today, should have bagged. He obviously did score. I don't think anyone expected Arsenal to get a clean sheet. I wouldn't say we was amazing. I still think there's immediate issues with us not having our best team and issues we've been talking about since the start of the season, right? If there was one criticism I would have for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, it would have been game management in the last dying embers of the game. We need to work on getting clean sheets in those scenarios, people, in my humble opinion. And for Mikel Arteta, Lewis Skelly had a good game, but he looked knackered, and they brought on Ryan Sessegnon, and you could kind of see what was going to happen. I think just to close out the game, I think Mikel Arteta could have brought on Tierney in that regards and just shored up the tank kind of thing, if that makes sense. But happy to see Saka score, happy to see Merino score, happy to see Martinelli getting assists. Technically put the ball in the back of the net, but on the topic of offsides, he was offside. Clearly we need to get more shots off and score goals, really and truly. We saw Partey right back, and boy, it's dark, bro. It's dark. It's really dark. It's really dark thinking about potentially Real Madrid in that regards, man. But yeah, man, I'm happy as Larry. And if you give me a second, people, just to make sure I haven't missed any notes out. Let me get my bag yet. Let me go in my bag, because you don't know me. I like to make notes at games. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to smash the like button. You don't know me. I like to make notes and things of that ilk. Let me get my notepad out. I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. We're gonna get into player ratings and all of that in a minute. And I don't know yet. Just because you got him. For a little exclusive for the late night viewers. Let me see. Don't quote me. Let me see if this works. Because I'll show you what I mean with the Smith Rowe thing. Let me see if this works. Don't flop me. Opening browser. Don't flop me. It was so unexpected. Are you gonna load? Can it be played in your browser? Nah, you know what? I've started, so we're not stopping. So what I'm going to do is send that to myself. I'm trying to do everything for you, lot, you see? And bearing in mind, not one person on YouTube. They might have more views and all them things than me. The work rate is unmatched. No one loves you more than me. So please smash the like button, people. We're going to be here at 10 a.m. as well. Different knock settings. I am going to squeeze in our own live stream. 4 p.m. I'm with Kenny Ken, DJB, and Aaron Talks Arsenal. Make sure you're following them and whatnot. And the show must continue. But you know what? One thing at a time, man. Let's stay on task with the notes in it. I just want to make sure I didn't mess anything up. You lot can't see. You know what? Yeah. Go into I can't lie. Mikel Arteta, my only question marks can be you getting the club over the line. It's hard not to back the manager criticize the manager, but this is why I find it hard. I think his passion is infectious. Like, he's living and breathing every kick. He's riling up the crowd. He's demanding of his players, and they're buying into that kind of stuff. So hail up the gaffer for that. It's hard not to, and the way he talks, the man's got charisma. You don't know I'm a fan of his, but I love my club more. I do think, you know, it's interesting. It's like we have if we just get some better players, because sometimes we attack in the front four. You see a fluid kind of system, and you know, Martin Ødegaard, it wasn't terrible today, but same issues. But the pockets of spaces that the Rice is, you know, it's like you got 4 players up there. You got Rice, Marino, Wanyeri, whoever else I'm missing out. You got Partey in the little pockets. You got Lewis Skelly inverting. It's hard not to fuck with it, really and truly. So yeah, looking at my notes, obviously it's nice to get the goal, people. I think Partey could have scored early on. I think in the 13th minute, Timber put a lovely ball in. I think early we put them under sustained pressure early. We had a lot of the ball, but at that moment in time, we're not doing enough with it. We need to learn to put teams to bed, people. I do think there was a couple of, I do think when Gabriel Magalhaes came off, I think Kivior was good, but I just think Gabriel Magalhaes came off and like Fulham started having a bit more of a go. And beyond the obvious with Gabriel Magalhaes and his quality and what he brings to the table and all of that kind of things, yeah, with Gabriel Magalhaes, he's the leader of that defense. Beyond the obvious, I don't know who is going to be the leader with Saliba, Kivior, or Lewis Skelly. Probably Partey right back. Boy, I'm happy I'm not Mikel Arteta. But Everton away is dark, and it's a special game for Mikel Arteta. I don't even want to focus on the Real Madrid game. We will be doing a watch along for the Everton game across the weekend, people. Please hold tight on a watch along for Real Madrid at home, people, on that as well. So yeah, it was a fortunate deflection which led to us scoring, but who really cares? My halftime notes say Fulham just look like they're living on the count. I'm not gonna lie, Smith Rowe, you're my guy and you're extra my guy for what you did for man, but Wanyeri, it seemed like you was trying to mark Wanyeri. He's just skilling you up and everything, man. He's just a spring chicken. Shout out Wanyeri, people. But at halftime, we had 2 shots on target. We did get a goal. We need to work on killing teams, if I'm honest, because there was literally a minimum, but there was a couple of counters. I was thinking, oh, it could be dangerous in that regards, people. You know, Saka came back with a bang. It took him about 6 or so minutes. I think I counted. Instant impact, fairy tale stuff. One you want to see as well, people. And it's like he's never, well, it's not like he's never been missing, because we all know we've missed him. Big up Wanyeri, but Saka's a star, a next star boy. So yeah, Fulham missed a sitter. They had 2 counters. I did expect a bit more from Fulham in that regards. I did. And there was a moment, yeah, Declan Rice tried to barge Issa Diop. Then he tried to pull him down. That man is, you get it. That guy's dench, bro. Like, that guy's dench. So yeah, man, apart from the injuries, that's the biggest L. I do think Ødegaard is probably thinking too much with a lot of his actions in the final third, if I'm honest with you. Raya did make a big save for us towards the dying embers of the game prior to them scoring, and we conceded a stupid goal. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, everything was on brand. The only thing that wasn't on brand is it was more straightforward against Fulham than one would come to expect, if I'm honest, which don't make no mistakes. I'm happy about it, is what it is. This is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, once, okay, it has done it. I was gonna get mad. Like, it didn't change the title. And again, forgive me for being taking forever to get here, people, man. The trains were delayed. I'm still here, man. Is this gonna load, bro? Okay. Just to refer to what I'm on about, if hopefully this doesn't flop me, people. How do I make it with the sound? Are you gonna let me download it? Shall I try to download it? You know what? I don't know. You know what? At this point, I don't even know if the sound's gonna be there. Innit? I don't know if the sound's gonna be there, but big up my Achilles, my guy, bro. Like, my guy. I try getting back to the club, people. I try getting back to I try to get Smith Rowe back to the club. I tried. Do you ever feel like you return to this football club one day? I tried. Bless my guy, I appreciate that. My guy, man, Fox and the Burge as well, bro. Pussy over. Anyways, people, staying. The game's the game. So it was all right, man. It was all right. And the Emirates, I feel, was in good spirits. So yeah, man, good day at the office. We'll get into player ratings in just a second, people. But yeah, Abdullah, Derek, Ethan, Cheeky monkey, what a name. Where's DG? I'm here, man. I'm here, man. I'm here. DG, you are dedicated to your followers because you lot are dedicated to man. Like, you lot have changed my life. So I have to. I have to. Late night is killing us. Big up DG. American Gooner, big up Unks in the building. Saka, let it go. League's over. Allow it. Hey, Man United. Don't think, when I went, because obviously I was in the press box and big up Arsenal. You lot fed me well today. You literally fed me well. Don't think I'm not aware that you lot lost to Nottingham Forest. Alanga scored. You lot need to deal with your own stuff. Can't take his girl, man. I can't take his girl. But I just like, you know what? When I was waiting for the players, like with someone, I was waiting for the players to come through, seeing what we could do. We were just about to leave before Smith Rowe was there. Saka came out, but Saka's on. It's not even that he's presidential. I just thought, let me not trouble him in it because, like, I'm over here. He's on the other side, and security is doing the most. Plus, he's got all his boys there. Not that I care, because that was a bad man for all of them. But he's there. His babe's there. He's holding his babe's hip and that. Like, just let my man have his moment in it. He scored. He's star boys. Allow him in it. Just allow him. Did see Partey. Did see Willian and Pereira. It's a bit weird because a couple man are getting in coaches. Pereira, Willian, Partey, they're getting in like blacked out people carriers. I don't know. Maybe they've got motives and things like that. But yeah, man, big up yourself. Smash the like button if you haven't, bro. Saka ain't a star boy anymore. He's got the aura of a He's a superstar, bro. Give him whatever money that man requires. DG, respect, mate. I'm scared Gabriel is injured. I hope he's back very soon. Holding his hamstring. When I see that, all I can say is I hope to God in it. But that's, to me, that's a month or so out. That's your season done, which I hope to be wrong because man thought Saka's season was done. But it's such his life, innit? Like, when one player comes back, one, or in our case, two go missing. And at this moment in time, and I even being at the press conference, I know things came out or must have come out in relation to why Benjamin White wasn't there. But I just think between Saka's madness, the Haaland point, the Smith Rowe stuff, all the other kind of talking points, I don't think anybody asked anything about Benjamin White post-game. But at this moment in time, we don't know the status on Benjamin White. We know Tomiyasu's not here. We know Calafiori's not here. Magalhaes is holding his hamstring. Timber's there. It's dark beyond the obvious. And that's before we talk about midfield and strikers and all these things. And we're at where we're at, in it. Like, whether it's Arteta, whether it's Edu, whether it's Gronkies, whatever, we're at where we're at in the season now. Like, we've been dealing with injuries, really. And you just have to wrap everyone up in cotton wool. And I know I can't not think about Real Madrid, but it's the Everton game because that's the one you need Gabriel Magalhaes for that. We might need set pieces. We need someone to be a leader. We know it's first and second balls. To be fair, though, I've also think Saliba did very well against Jimenez. I always look at my centre halves, especially with obviously what we've talked about. When you're playing against, okay, cool. People can say Jimenez ain't world class and all of that, but he's one of the toughest strikers to play against. In this division, and I think he did well, man. I honestly think Fulham respected us a bit too much, if I'm honest. And Marco Silva was quite critical of his team in the press conference, man, if I'm honest with you. K, big up yourself. Cap a lot, big up yourself, man. Timber one was precaution, I think. He got that knock on minute 30. I think he plays versus Madrid. I hope so, but for me, and even that, Fulham, your players are scummy because there was a couple times our players are down, you're not putting the ball out, and then you're getting vexed that we're not doing it. We just need better players. We need better players, and we need a bigger squad. Ødegaard created 2-3 very good chances. Too bad it was a defender and a midfielder. Ødegaard pocket control was miserable first half. Honestly, second half, I had no gripes, but first half was dreadful. To be fair, let's be honest, Arsenal fans. Second half, there was nothing really. Prior to, obviously Saka coming off the bench, scoring, us being a bit stupid, conceding that goal when you're like, oh, it's going to be like Aston Villa again. And there were times where, Fulham could have walked away with a point today. Raya made a save, Muniz missed a tap. Honest to God, I don't know how he missed that. And that was the only thing prior to him conceding that was concerning me. There was a couple of brain farts, literally a couple. Other than that, we did what we needed to do, man. We've been forced to play dysfunctional 11s all season, centre mids in every position. Gabriel Magalhaes suffered a tear in his right hamstring. The length of his absence depends on the severity of the injuries. Grade 1 to 3 weeks. Grade 2, 3 to 6 weeks. But how do we know that already? We all know it's a hamstring knock, yeah? You'd imagine he's gone for a scan now. You'd imagine in the morning he's going to have another scan, and there'll probably be other sort of tests and whatnot. And also on that as well, I did think it was quite a touching thing from Saka to celebrate with the physio Donny at Arsenal as well, man. Big him up, man. I saw, is that her name, Talami? I can't lie. Hey, Saka, You got the money. Listen, Saka's my guy. You got the money. You got all them thing there. Like, you're my guy. But yeah, like if it's just sauce for sauce, let me go get a haircut. I can't lie, I don't get it. Like, yeah. She's lit still. Like, I'm on it. And if there's any gal out there, remember, man, single, buy the dip. We ain't got nowhere yet, but you see, man, get a 1-2 Smith Rowe interview. 1-2 David Dornstein, 1-2 SJA nomination, 1-2 Talksport appearance. Buy the dip. This is like Bitcoin in 08. Buy the dip. Big up Karma as well, man. 1 in 1 out policy, 4 hamstring injuries in one season is unprecedented. What are they doing in training? I hope Timber's fine. He shouldn't have been on the pitch for that long. Do you know what? I hear it. Me, unpopular opinion. See, when it comes to training and people say training methods, obviously throughout a season, you've got to be a bit cute and clever. Like, this player has played a lot of games. He might be in the red zone. When everybody's on the training ground, maybe he just needs to do some recovery and be cute and clever with that kind of stuff. But I'm a fan of you train the way you play. I might be being naive here, but I can't expect not just Arsenal, but everybody in the Premier League to play this high pressing sort of stuff if you're not doing that in training. I think it comes back to we don't have enough bodies, and we were owed these injuries really and truly. You know, hamstring knocks. Is there any coincidence? Gabriel Magalhaes has played a lot of football for this football club. Almost, you know, I would love to see the available minutes in all the games we've played so far, like for the whole team. Like, in theory, if you played every game that from start to finish in all comps or all available minutes, where would you be and whatnot? I just think the squad's not big enough. I think we've been owed these injuries, and I think this season has been a intense schedule, and next season is going to be the same for players, for club and country. God knows how much Declan Rice and Saka would have played in the last 2 seasons prior to this year, and actually next year, so the next 4. And the fixture calendar, this needs to serve as, I only care about Arsenal, of course, but this needs to serve as a reminder to Arsenal Football Club and everybody involved. You need a bigger squad, whether you've got to use more young players, whether you've got to do better in the recruitment. Fixtures at international level, there's more pointless friendlies. They're doing up crazy pre-season schedules. The Club World Cup, which we're not in, but I hope to be in there one day. There's bare teams in that. You know, you got the World Cup coming up. If we want to be a team that competes in 4 cups, this isn't sustainable. Like, injuries can happen, but Gabriel Magalhaes hamstring. Admittedly, Timbers, I'm not sure. I think it's a hamstring. Saka's just come back from a hamstring. Martinelli's not too long himself come back from a hamstring. Kai Havertz is out with a hamstring. Our more durable players. God forbid anything happens to Declan Rice or William Saliba, man. One person asked, White had some niggle again. Do you know what? Prevention is better than cure. But what I would say, though, like, for him to not even be on the bench, I think that's one we've got to monitor. Maybe it's just a little precaution thing. And I must admit, even with Saka, like, we still got to be careful. But from in hindsight, and again, I still maintain we need to be cute and clever, and maybe should have just writ off the season. And you can't always say physios know best, because that would assume that whenever players are back fully fit, there's no setbacks. But I do think the club know what they're doing, because Saka looks sharp. I actually think Saka was ahead of schedule on reflection, and we just played it cute and clever. If I'm honest with you, he looks sharp, man. Like, obviously, we're never going to know the inner details, but yeah, between Bukayo Saka, Mikel Arteta, the physios and everyone around, they've got that spot on. He moved. Because for me, obviously, I'm at the game, innit? So it's not like watching it on TV where the camera is following the ball. I'm looking at Bukayo, a couple of rusty touches, but I'm looking at Bukayo Saka, and he's shying for the ball. He wants it. He's accelerating. He's not looking shook. Sometimes when a player comes back, and even if he did, maybe internally there's a bit of, I don't know, it from him, but he's not showing that. Bro, it's super dark, bro. Gabriel Magalhaes, I'll be honest, yeah, and I might be being extreme with this statement, yeah, but I was having this conversation when we were out the press box, and ideally you want both, but I want to ask you lot. We never want anyone to get injured, right? But what is it like? Which one would you rather miss, Bukayo Saka or Gabriel Magalhaes? Now, you could caveat that Saka can win you. Real Madrid different, but that's our match winner. He can do a thing. Attack is a form of defense. Maybe not having Saka, the fullback's gonna go forward a bit more. But I think Gabriel Magalhaes is a bigger miss, because when you think of Real Madrid, you think of trench work. You need defenders, and for me, leaders. And let's be honest, well, it's not even honest. Gabriel Magalhaes is the leader of that defense. He's big bro to Saliba, big bro to Miles Lewis Skelly. Timber is Timber, in it, and Timber's got to pray, you do the Bible verses, and I ain't gone on your Twitter account, but I'm sure you did the Bible verses already. You need to get back on that, if I'm brutally honest, man. God, please, man, we don't deserve this. Saka back, but Gabriel out, maybe Timber too. Yeah, we can't catch a break at all. Still, Gabby's been playing just as much, if not even more, than Saka. So it's been coming. I think all the hamstring injuries are due to the workload we put on a small core of players. Exactly, man. Saliba definitely needs to evolve in this period if he wants to be that guy, because Big Gabby is a huge loss. What's cap? No proof where you hear that from. What are you talking about? I think we will. You're talking about the shouts about the hamstring tear. I think we'll know tomorrow. Any news today is just speculation. Buy the dip is crazy work, but it has to, man. You mugs were lucky. Muniz didn't bag that header. That miss was criminal. You got away with that one. Bro, take that up with them, man. Take that up with them, man. You man are lucky. You're lucky that the ref had shagged Gabriel when we scored the winner against you lot. Marcel, take every day off, man. I don't want to hear that today. This season just needs to end. We'll be limping across the finish line, hopefully staying in second. The Real Madrid Cup tie is looking even more dismal. We need Big Gabby and Timber to be fit. And if they're not, we know what time it is. Respectfully, you're going to have David Raya, Kivior left centre-back, Saliba. I don't know for White. I hope White's there. But you probably are going to... There's a reality where there's Partey. If you've got Lewis Skelly and Partey as your fullbacks, Kivior and Saliba as your centre-halves, obviously Raya in goal. God knows what you do in midfield. God knows what you do in midfield. And it's one thing having a starting 11 if we need to see out a game or if we do something else. I don't know. Like, does Tini come in and Lewis Skelly goes in midfield? Do you bring... If White is fit, do you move Timber? You can't move Timber over there, fuck's sake. Do you go Ben White? And Tini? I don't know. I'm happy I'm not Arteta, man. We just don't say. But yeah, I was annoyed first half. Second half was dead. You guys need the momentum for Real. Honestly, we just don't have enough bodies. It sucks that Gabby and Saliba basically have to play every game, mainly because the drop-off is massive. Tomiyasu has only played 6 minutes this season. That's actually mental. But DG, you can't really tell a guy not to play a competitive game for 7 months if he didn't play again when he would be fully fit for 3-4 months of it. Oh, yeah, look at me. I went to the game and left my subscribers hanging, sitting in hospitality and eating prawn sandwiches. Not prawn sandwiches. What we had? We had some, I don't know, some beef thing. I asked, is it halal? They said it's halal. Some beef thing with potatoes and beer things. And like they had hot pepper sauce. I looked at it. I was like, I need to, you know where you need to remix it? I had to get the sauces and just add little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of stuff, and then I'll stop myself because obviously I'm in a more affluent part of the stadium and a more affluent part of things. Big up Tom Canton, Art DeRoche, and Harry Simu as well. It's nice to catch up with the lads. I thought to myself, right, am I putting too much hot pepper sauce on this? Am I the place up too much? I thought, let me chill out a bit, let me try and mix and play. Oh, the dessert was nice as well. I don't even know what the dessert. I'm not gonna lie, Arsenal, forgive me. I hope I get invited back, but you're meant to only have one. I took two. I don't even know what it was called, bro. They had it was like an ice cream chocolate sandwich thing, but it had different layers of chocolate on it, and it had fruits and that, like strawberries and blueberry was lit. And then they had like this, I don't even know what it's called, but like this strawberry cake fit. I could get used to it, man. I could get used to being there. I could get used to it, man. Big up yourselves. You see, Marcel, you're a bad guy because you make me feel mad guilty about snaking it. Yeah, like I said, it's a mad question, but we have to. Would you rather miss Gabriel, Magalhaes, or Saka? The answer is neither, but if you had to, what is a bigger miss against Real Madrid? The home leg is one thing, the away leg. And bearing in mind us Arsenal fans, yeah, even with Saka, we got big question marks about who's going to make the difference. No disrespect to Saka. And if there was one area of our team that we're fairly confident in, it's our defense. Midfield is a madness. Up front is a madness. Defense, we can do a thing. And we need a bigger squad. And yeah, it's one thing talking about 19 players and everyone's fit. But when you streamline it, anybody can get injured at any time. Bearing in mind, the vast majority of all of these footballers across all European leagues, there's probably not a single footballer that is 100% fit. Someone's got various degrees of little niggles and knocks. But when you streamline our squad, yeah, if everybody's fit, and I don't mean this in a disingenuous way, but come on, Arsenal fans, we've had a relative clean run with the more durable players, the Salibas, the Gabriel Magalhaes, the Sakas, the Declan Rices. whether you like him or not, the Kai Havertz's. We've had a clean run with them, man, generally. This season, that's not the thing. And this should serve as a reminder, not just for Bert, because I don't know Bert from nowhere, but I'd imagine with what you did at Atletico Madrid, you're competent enough to know we need a bigger squad, right? But where you look at it, Arteta keeps saying the number 19, we've got 19 players. If you look through our 19 players, yeah, there's a couple man you know are going to get injured. Everybody can get injuries. You know, we've seen Saliba injured this season and missing, Gabriel Magalhaes, Benjamin White, etc. Saka, Ødegaard, Kai Havertz, Declan Rice has played with a broken toe. These men are more durable players, and we're probably owed that. So if we ignore them and Raya by default, he's a goalie and whatnot. You know, Kivio's durable. Sorry, not Kivio. You know, Zinni's gonna miss couple games at some point. You know, Tomiyasu is gonna probably clock up the most minutes, not on the field, but unfortunately in the physio room. Big up Kieran Tierney, but Tierney, that's been for as much as we like you and we know your career at Arsenal's done now, unfortunately. We know you're one of those. Partey's only missed like 2-3 weeks in total this season, which is good for him, but we know he's one of those as well. Gabriel Jesus, unfortunately, you're one of those. So when you start going through our squad, Bear man are not going to be there for at least 30 of the 38 Premier League games. And yes, Arteta needs to be a bit cute and clever with the rotation and trusting more players and stuff like that. But then we're in this weird conundrum in that I do think all of these players have to play the majority of games because it provides consistency. But as somebody said earlier, the drop-off is far too big. These are things we've known. We knew since 2022-23 what one injury can do. Even before we got into this 3-year period of fighting for a title, we knew what one injury could do. We've seen throughout our time at the Emirates, we've seen mass injuries. We've seen, one player being missing and what it means. So I don't want to, obviously it's unprecedented, but I want to be wary of saying that language. And also we've seen it with other teams. Liverpool have won 2 Premier League titles now, because they are winning this one. But we've also seen their season derailed by injuries before, and other teams as well, even a one guy missing like Rodri. So we've got our own learned experiences. Mikel Arteta's probably got his own learned experiences around why you need depth, etc. We can see what's going on with other teams. How much Calafiori's another sick note as well. I didn't throw his name into it from what we've seen. You can't stand in the rain and complain you're wet. You can't. You really, really can't, man. Just question be like, who do you throw under the bus, your big brother or your son? That's a you, bro. Took it far, didn't you? Saka looks mad hungry. He seems rejuvenated, and with match sharpness, he'll only get better. Bro, I'd play Rice at left centre mid if White, Calafiori are also not. Tomiyasu 6 minutes all season. I rate him highly, but yeah, that surgery better stop the injuries. Otherwise, next season he's got to go uncomfortable, man. Kivio is definitely gone in the summer. We need another centre back. Yeah. And I just feel Kivio, like, I'm not even boying you, Kivio, but come on, man. Real Madrid fancy it against us anyways, but respectfully to Kivio, I'm not saying Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba and all these and Timber, they can't have bad games, they don't get ripped, but come on, anyone that's played Sunday League, against them, it's a tough day. I'm not saying it's not a tough day against Kivio, but he's one of them you probably fancy. I think he did well today, though. I think he did well today. They needed the curry goat. Man left us for food that's horrendous. Man said I sold you out. Might have to consider Rice at centre back, but do you really want Jorginho and Partey in midfield against Madrid? Fuck it at this point. Like, fuck it. Like, anything can run now, isn't it? Like, bro, we ain't got nothing else. Like, might as well run it. And if you lot beat Madrid, you lot will go down in folklore. Just give me. I want to go through, of course, but just give me a memorable night at the Emirates, innit? Just give me a Barcelona at the Emirates kind of vibe, and we'll take it there. Don't get embarrassed at the Bernabeu and we move, man. You need attackers for the game. You go to their home with no goals. And Partey might have to be right back if Timber can't make it. So Saka is the biggest miss for Real Madrid. I reckon it's Gabriel Magalhaes, but again, I think it's both, because Saka can win you a game, obviously isolated away from Real Madrid. But I just think you need a decent defense, man. And if there's one collective area of our team that we're quote unquote comfortable, we might nitpick and this one's better than that, and let's get rid of this one and whatnot. As a collective unit, if everyone's fit, which isn't the case, we've got the less energy for defense. We can all collectively agree they're kind of calm. Yeah, we'd probably move on Kivio. We'd probably move on Zinni. We need Calafiori to show some quality. We'd like Lewis Skelly to get some minutes in midfield. We want to tie down Gabriel, Magalhaes, and Saliba. Ben White and Timber are there, but we're cool there. Midfield, oof. Up front, oof. Up front, already. Going into this game, up front was, midfield was, defense was, okay, we were cool. Now it's, And big up David Raya as well. I'll say that as a side note, man. You must be lit in training in the 1 touch, 2 touch. I'm sure you play 5-a-side, bro. That man don't want to be a goalie, man. He's so good in goal. He don't want to be a goalie, bro. He does not want to be a goalie. I did go to the game, man. Transfer messed it up fully. The summer. But then you had January, which was last chance saloon. You could atone for your sins kind of thing. You could do something. We did nothing. We sat on our hands. And again, based on what we saw prior to January, let alone January in itself, I might be being naive. I'm not privy to what we tried to or didn't do. But to me, as a naive fan, that can only go on the results. This told me that if everybody's fit, you think you've got enough, at least until the summer. If things go left and there's injuries and worst case scenario, you think you've got enough. So we've made our bed, rightly or wrongly. So we've got to line it. We might see Rice centre-back, Wanyeri in the middle and Saka on the right. Rice has played centre-back in the past. He has. But then there's a lot of moving parts and we're not the most fluid side anyways. Maybe that can help us. But boy, Kivio just always looks nervous. He did play good today. Saka, our best attacker, but the bigger miss is Gabriel, in my opinion. The way Fulham grew into the game without him was mad. Real ain't great too, but we'll still put Min 2 past them. I think you mean Minutemen, in my opinion, especially without Big Gabby. But I don't know if we could say that about Real Madrid, man. Hot take. We got to actually play attacking versus Real at home. We might have a chance to win something like 3-2. If we invite the pressure, we're bound to lose. We're going to have to take punches, bro. The camera pan to Berta in the stands. Man looked like he was about to fall asleep. I can't blame him. DG, why don't you dap up a dom? I never saw him, bro. I was there waiting for everybody. Like, just seeing who's coming for Saka. The security guard was asking me, my brother, like, yo, when are you not going to kind of leave kind of thing? I was like, bro, like, just trying to get 1-2 interviews, man. Allow me, bro. Like, allow me. Big up the geezer. I was like, what players are left? He's like, David Ryan, Sterling. I never saw Sterling. And I know Sterling, boy, if I'm Sterling, I'm not in no mood to do no interviews. As I said, I saw Partey, William, all them coaches, like all the members of coaching staff from an Arsenal perspective, like all the, not Arteta and that, but the extended coaching staff, the people that you see, they got profiles online and that, saw all of them. Obviously, had the Mikel Arteta and Marco Silva press conference. What else I see? I saw Dean Aston. I definitely saw someone else, man. But yeah, views on sport, appreciate you, man. Madrid beat Sociedad in the Copa del Rey tonight with a winner in extra time. They're a different animal in cup football. Did you meet over? No, I didn't. I would have, if I could. Adapt him up, man. Jorginho and Partey against that Madrid forward line in transition is peak. Beating Madrid is not that difficult, to be honest. I've seen Leganes and them man do a number on them. Even Sociedad today almost did. You need a bit of luck to beat their Juju. Yeah, you do, but Champions League, they're a different element. And I hear it. Maybe when I beat Madrid, I think we can, when we beat Madrid, I think if we beat Madrid, we can start saying that it's definitely difficult. They're a team you have to kill. A man said award shows pressers, DG gone clear blood. Not even, man. It's kind of cruel though, man. It's kind of cruel because I do think like when I'm in these environments and like I don't want to talk too much, but there's some very innovative individuals in it, people that we all hold in high regards that have showed me love and that. And I'm like, rah, like, what's going on? On one hand, it does feel like they're kind of waiting for me to have my breakthrough, and then I'm part of the cool kids, if that makes sense. But on the other hand, it's cruel, man. Like you're on TalkSport, you're on the award shows, you're doing what we do now, and then like it's back to Edmonton, isn't it? Like just back to it, like just back to it, like even when I went to the SJA awards, like I linked my friend like the next day, and like we're chilling, and I'm just, he's like, why are you so distant? And I was like, well, because do you know who I was around 24 hours ago, and now I'm with you. Insert word here, like, bro, life ain't fair, bro. Life ain't fair. Cause, anyways, man, he's not. Hey, come on, my guy, come on. Big up Fams on TV, man. Hey, big up Nick. The quiz show is coming. Yes, Friday we're there, man. Friday we're there, bro. Friday we're there, man. And also, who chose Saka to not play today? Yeah, who did? I've always believed, man. Wait, Holding. What am I missing? What are you talking about? Holding. DJ, are you going to the Real Madrid match or doing a watch along? Hold fire, hold fire. Everything will come to light soon, innit? Everything will come to light soon. Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever that is. I don't, as it stands, we won't be doing a watch along, but you never know. I hope to be here for the Bernabeu game, but we'll be here for Everton, man. Just don't switch up and be the Arsenal mouthpiece. I understand it though. No, I couldn't. I couldn't. And I think that's what harms me, man. In that, I can't lie to you, lot. I get why people do it. 'Cause at the end of the day, people got bills to pay, yeah, and all of that, press conferences and all that. But I can't lie to you, lot. I can't. I just tell the truth or tell my truth. If it's raining, I don't want to tell you, lot, it's sunny. If it's sunny, I don't want to tell you, lot, it's raining. If it's sunny, and I tell you, lot, we need to probably bring a jacket with us because there's clouds of rain. Like what I'd said many years ago when there's been some tough times on YouTube, actually, like the Emirates unbeaten run. Because it's like you can see this is going to go left and you hope to God it doesn't go left, but you can see it's going to go left. But then you're told you're negative and you're this and you're that because simply put, we're winning games. And I like, yeah, sort of thing. I see why they do it, but I couldn't, man. Battle of Wizards. No, I heard something about awards or something. Oh yeah, no. We were just talking about this award show and that. Unless it's a Havertz type bag, I'd get it. The likes are quite good for once, but still mash it up. I get on to them, man. Tell them again. You're waiting in the wings, man. Big things are coming, DJ. It's true, man. Well, I hope so. I don't know if that's true, but I hear it. Real Madrid just struggled bad against Sociedad. That United bullied. No excuses now for Arsenal with Saka back. Don't let English football down. Nasty agendas. It's still Real Madrid. Everybody was chatting shit about Bayern Munich last season, and don't get twisted. We could have done better. I do think we competed, but we could have done a lot better. It's still Bayern Munich. Man can sit here and tell me Real Madrid are not difficult. They're this, they're that. It's still Real Madrid. Hold them to the highest regards. And the way I look at it is there's a million things to be negative about or be a bit scared about. Again, going into all the things we said about Real Madrid prior to us seeing injuries today and added to that. But when you put that to the side, we still have to go out there and try, bro. I don't want anyone, like, you have to try to do the mission impossible. That's how I look at my life. I think, like, even take YouTube. There's a million reasons for me to give up. I'll be honest with you. There's a million reasons and a million things, but we're still here in it, and that's what we have to do. I don't know, man. I really don't know, man. As I said today, I'd say the main thing I would want, and even little things like that, like you can always learn from games, innit? Today, there's really nothing to learn about. But if I was to micromanage, shouldn't be letting Fulham score. If we looked at if it's Madrid, you can't give them something. We did give Fulham something. Fulham did have literally 1 or 2 half chances and they did miss a sitter. These are the things we need to take to the next level, man. I don't know what we did. I don't think Trossard had the best of cameos as well. I don't think it was terrible, but it's like, yeah. And he was doing that thing where he helps out defensively and I get it, but sometimes he doesn't do the basics and just clear his lines. And in relation to let our English football down, I hear you, F, but I don't give a monkeys about English football if it's not my club. I'm not one of them who's good for the English game, if whatever. I'm not on none of that. If Arsenal are not winning, I don't care, man. So yeah, man, trying to gaslight us. Look at this guy. DG, what did you think of your boy Nelly? Man, look Brazilian today. What an assist. Martinelli makes no sense, bro. Like, I still maintain all the concerns I have about Martinelli. I'm sure you lot do as well. Gabby Martinelli don't make no sense. He don't make no sense, bro. I think it was a better game from him. But if I was to look at his performance under the microscope, he don't make no sense. Sometimes, you know, you need to stay on side. The first touch ain't quite there. Like, there was one, someone put him in and he fell over his own feet. But then he pops off that little nutmeg and that great bit of assist, a great bit of play for that assist for Saka. I can understand why Arsenal persist with him in the squad. We know we need an upgrade. We know he's got his own struggles, but he's such a willing lad. He works his socks off, good attitude. I can see why, man. I'm not gonna lie though. Maybe it's just today, but I did feel this the last couple of times I've been at the Emirates. I do think the man on the right gets a lot more freedom, right? But you can't look at that game and say, oh, the way he set up, Arteta set up, it's not for Martinelli to thrive in that. I must admit, even that, did I even write it down? I'm sure I wrote it down on the, yeah, like prior to the game. I don't know if you lot can see in it, but like we get one of them in it. I put next to Trossard's name, interesting / shock. I did think he was going to start today, and even that I did wonder like who was going to be up front. I did, for some reason, I didn't think it'd be Mikel Merino. I thought he would have dropped into midfield, which he did. And again, I think he had a very good game today. Forget his goal, or not forget his goal because he scored, but I think Merino had a very good game, like arguably man of the match in my opinion. Arguably, slightly, arguably. Obviously, we're going to give it Saka today because Saka in it, but pardon me. Trust me, Martinelli is either Ronaldo or Bebe. There's no in between. And this is why, for me, it's a squad player thing, man. That's Martinelli's level. How Brazil use you is how you should be used. Like, you're just part of the squad. Like, you could be do you know what? Beyond the obvious, games like Real Madrid, where we just need to get over the line. But he just needs to polish up, man. It just needs to polish up. And I'm at that point of, not that I hope it doesn't happen, but I accept what you are at this state rather than what you could be. And I extend that to a lot of the team because I think we need to cross that bridge. We've got enough. If we want to keep being second and fighting, we've got enough. But if we want to go over that line and become that team that's going to win titles and win trophies, and when we're presented with with opportunities, better yet, get over the line, I need to know who's scoring the goals. There's only certain man you have real expectations on in this football team, and the vast majority of them are defenders. Like, you expect a certain level from Gabriel, from Saliba, from Timber, from White. Lewis Skelly's only been in the team like 8-9 months, but I'll throw him in there. David Raya the same, Wanyeri to a degree, Bukayo Saka to another degree, Declan Rice is another one. Who else is there? I might have missed out 1-2 players. Partey's been good and his quality's never been in question, but you don't really know the level Partey is going to give you throughout a season. We love Tomiyasu, but you're never about. Gabriel Jesus, you're good for the squad, but with the wages and the injuries and all those things, we don't know what we're getting. Trossard, I think you're good for the squad. We don't know what we're getting. Kai Havertz, you pull your weight a lot more than the attackers, and we do know what we're getting to a slight degree, but we don't know what we're getting. And you get where I'm going in it without listing everyone. And for me, these unanswered questions now need to have answers if we want to start to go up the levels, if I'm honest with you. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm seeing the vision with Merino. Even in midfield, he was calm, composed, and tidy player. It's a squad player thing, man. I don't know if he's class, but squad player, you're cool, man. Nelly was positive today. I need that against Everton. Probably bloody need that against Everton, man. Like, attack is the best form of defense. That's our thing now, isn't it? Like, and even that, like, obviously, it takes anything from, depending on who you read, 24 to 72 hours to recover from a game, innit? So I don't know. Obviously, I don't know how far the recovery is for Saka because you've been on the sidelines, isn't it? But maybe with a couple of days, maybe he's played his way into a start. Is it a thing where Saka's on the bench against Everton, but you get more minutes, or you start and you get a 50 minutes or 60? I don't know where Mikel Arteta is at. Not that he's got many other options, but you'd be forgiven for thinking, obviously, prior to seeing what we saw today, if you've got Fulham, bearing in mind the league's dead. Yeah, we want to win games and get points and all of those kind of things. Because the same people say, no one cares about the league. You're going to be losing your shit and crying if we don't win. But if you had Fulham, almost forgot we were playing. If you had Fulham, Fulham, Everton, Real Madrid. If you had to gamble on Saka to start one of those, it probably would have been Madrid. So yeah, man, big up Saka. I just hope there's no setbacks, man. But I am nervous about Everton, man, because regardless of what we have to play for, better yet, don't have to play for in the Premier League, you know what it feels like, and I don't have any statistics to back this up, but under Mikel Arteta, and this ain't me trying to draw out the manager, but under Mikel Arteta, it's like it just feels like against Everton, we kind of mess up, and regardless of what you think about Everton, no one wants to go Goodison Park away. We know what we're going to get with David Moyes. You know, bearing in mind they're moving into a new stadium. It's 12:30 kickoff, which is scary as well. They're gonna be very good defensively. Their fans are gonna live and breathe every kick. They're gonna be very physical. We might even be under the cosh at moments. Who knows? They might respect us a bit and do the low block thing and whatnot. But yeah, I think Gabriel's a big miss. Gabriel's a miss anyways. Gabriel's a massive miss if he's not there against Real Madrid. Then, for obvious reasons, you would have wanted to have him at Everton away, man. Would you take a draw versus Everton if it meant Gabby and Timber are magically fully fit? Yeah. Nelly balled out today. That flick was pure, bro. It's the nutmeg, bro. The flick was cold. The flick was cold. The flick was cold. It was the nutmeg. That little phase where he nutmegged that done and he dropped on the floor. Crazy. And you know what's so deep about Sander Berge airing me? If I'm not even reading the notes out. gassing Sander Burgess thing. Sometimes you go to games and you obviously see certain players. You're like, wow, like you're not getting none of that today, and that's life, man. Like it's not a sour thing. You don't owe me nothing. It's just this is why you should always try in it because Sander fucking Burgess, Aaron, guys. England international Smith Rowe is not in it. So yeah, man. I'm worried about the Gabby injury. Kivior, smash the likes as well. I'm worried about the Gabby injury. Kivior cannot handle the likes of Mbappe and Rodrigo when we face Madrid. To be fair, who can handle them alone? At the end of the day, Kivior's going to have to stand up to be counted because, yeah, you can feel sorry for yourself about not getting game time. You could be talking to your agent about wanting to move. I can even forgive you lot for being a bit nervous. These men are human. You're going to be nervous playing against Real Madrid. Biggest game in some of you lot's careers, or definitely the majority of you, or all of you really, unless you've played in some finals for Arsenal, based on the caliber of the team. This is the biggest game you'll play for in your Arsenal career at this moment in time. You can be nervous. But at the end of the day, I would say to Kivri and all of these guys, bro, when you dreamed of becoming a footballer, it's they're playing games like this, right? Some of these players have been here when we're struggling to get fourth and all of that. You're playing Real Madrid. And at the end of the day, if you feel sorry for yourself, that is not the game. If you're scared, stay at home. If you're on what we're on, jump off the porch. Kivio, you would not be playing against Real Madrid if certain men are fit, which respectfully to you, I hope they are in it. Stand up to be counted. Put yourself in the shop window, either to remind Mikel Arteta that, yo, you got all these great defenders, but I'm here. I can do a thing. Or whatever you're going to do. And don't feel sorry for yourself, bro. I don't want no one feeling sorry for themselves against Real Madrid. If they score, get back with it. Believe in yourselves, bro. But games like Madrid, beyond the obvious, are cycle. Yeah, we could sit here. Arteta versus Carlo, Real Madrid's form, and the many different ways I've seen them play and what the concerns around us. But it's a psychological game. How are you going to react? Like in a best case scenario, best case scenario would be about 10-0 in the Emirates tie. And this ain't going to happen, but realistic best case scenario, let's just say we pulled off a little 2-0 win. We go to the Bernabeu. You know Real Madrid anyways, mentality monsters. We know what the Bernabeu does. We know what the Champions League's about. How are we going to react when that inevitable first goal goes in and it's 2-1? Are you going to forgive yourselves? Because, yeah, I want my defenders in that, but how much of Mikel Arteta's game plan can be centered around, simply put, making sure we don't concede? Obviously, putting your play, we got to not allow them to run at us and all of that. And you want to kind of limit Real Madrid to just individual brilliance, if that means something. Like, what can you say if Mbappe dances past the whole team? I don't know. Luka Modric scores from 30 yards or just something mad. You can't account for that. You could hold your hands up and say, is what it is. To be fair, Carlo ain't coaching. It's just the individual brilliance we need to be wary of, which is true in a sense. But I do think people downplay Carlo. I know Real Madrid haven't been the best, but Carlo has shown me he can do little tweaks. He can be offensive. They can press. They can do many different ways of pressing. Individual brilliance, they win that battle. But they bleed just like us. We're going to get chances. Are you going to take them? And like I said, for me, it's psychological, man. Could there still be a twist Hooks voice? I'm not going to lie to you, man. Big up Hooks, but it's 12 minutes past 1 a.m. Ain't no one trying to hear that drunk likes can you right now, man, or anything he says, man. Big him up, though. Make sure you're subscribing. I played Tierney versus Everton. MLS looked gas, bro. Lewis Kelly looked knackered. And this is what I mean with, if I had to scrutinize Arteta, if that's Real Madrid, I need you to act. I need you to act because Lewis Kelly looked knackered. The one thing Fulham did well is bring on Ryan Sessegnon. He was getting the ball in decent areas, and I do think Tierney needed to come on just to make sure that's not a thing. Liverpool have Everton and Fulham as well. Fulham rested all the big dogs for Liverpool. If only the league was still in sight, innit? At least we closed the gap to 9 points, though. You never know. Who knows? You never know. Imagine. And then you wake up. Yeah, I don't think we'll get slaughtered. I've seen my team play Bayern Munich. And anyone could get slapped in it. But I've seen my team lose to Bayern Munich, but not get savaged against Bayern Munich. Who else? There's another game. I've seen us play Inter. Yeah, we lost. Dodgy penalty, but we never got mashed up. Probably should have lost to Atalanta, but we competed. So I'm kind of cool. I don't think we'll get embarrassed, or I hope to God. I don't think we're getting hit for 4 or 5 in that, but God forbid. But the other way, man. And even with Gabriel Magalhaes, if he could be, for me anyways, my personal thought is like, it's one thing talking about open play and creating and, Ødegaard and a couple of players need to get their act together. But we all know we're hoping. For me, I was hoping on definitely Real Madrid, and I'd say Everton might just need to score from set pieces, and Obviously, other people have, but the best of that is Gabriel Magalhaes. And what I would say is being a footballer is nice, you know, because I didn't see one of those footballers. Well, to be fair, Saka didn't have a bag, but I didn't see one of those footballers without a designer backpack. I didn't see one of them. Partey, the drippy thing. Lewis, what's his name? Smith Rowe, the drippy thing. Not one of them. Not the wash bagger, right? So I'm like, bro, hey, must be nice, man. I don't want to harp anyone, but Willian and Pereira, I see you lot getting the cab with all the Jordans and that. Like, I'm sure your missus don't know about that. We don't get slapped anymore. Worse I could see against Madrid is like 3-0, 3-1 on aggregate. Kivior doing nothing. He's just slow with poor footwork. He's getting cooked. I don't think Kivior's slow. I think he's slow to react. I don't think he's physically slow. Which, again, you could say slow. Pardon me. Merino doing his thing in terms of scoring goals. I can't knock it. Kai should be sweating. He's got competition. Big up Merino, man, because this has probably been his best patch. I do think he's better when teams are not trying to be physically imposing. I would say for all of the criticisms of the Merino signing, I did think he was a bit more tenacious. I think he had a good game today, though, man. His goal, great stuff. I mean, did they credit it to him? Because from where I was, it looked like there was at least 2 dodgy deflections, but strikers finished. Merino got 6 goals in 8 starts up top. Man's outscoring certain Liverpool forwards, one behind Solanke. Uncomfortable conversations. Saka's been missing for about 3 months and he scored. I don't know who we're going to do agendas against, but there must be an agenda there. Nelly is the epitome of an instinct baller. One has to think about it, then it starts to get tricky. And I hear that, and some players are good on instinct. And I think to a degree as a footballer, you need to be playing on instinct, but there's also the best footballers are the most calculated. They've seen what they need to do before it's happened. And I think that's the difference. Like Martin, bro, if I could give, you know what's the saddest thing? If you could combine Trossard and Martinelli, we've got a decent winger, you know. There's things we like about Martinelli and things we hate from a footballing sense, and the same for Trossard, man. Saka's goal came from Merino cross in the first place. Big up Merino, man. He had a good game. Ødegaard, despite terrible performance, could have 2 assists. I think terrible is harsh. I wouldn't say terrible. I wouldn't say Martin Ødegaard laid up any markers, but I wouldn't say it was terrible today. I wouldn't say it's terrible. If anything, the shots, man. Like, do you know what's so funny? Yeah, we criticized Ødegaard about having a lack of power in his shot. There was at least 2 shots, definitely 1. Maybe I'm exaggerating. He's Partey be proud of it, man. He just blasted it over the bar. And even Declan Rice, man, there was 1 chance that fell to Rice. Lately, Rice has been getting these chances like on the volley. And you think he's going to do the Wayne Rooney thing and it just balloons over, man. Martinelli's performances need to be more consistent. That flick on for Saka was class. I hear that, yeah. And I'm not saying it's wrong. And you don't know me. I'll never give up on Martinelli. But at the end of the day, yeah, if we just type in his name and I share my screen with you lot, the man's 23, turning 24 in June. The man has played for Arsenal Football Club. How many times, man? You must have 200 games now, bro. 213 games, 48 goals, and 27 assists. Now, we know he started young. He's played 153 times in the Premier League. If the penny ain't dropped by now, when is it going to drop? Like, if your decision making isn't there now, when is it going to drop? Because I think people would be very naive if we think Arsenal's coaching staff and Martinelli himself, I'm not saying anyone here thinks that, but if they're not actively working on it, at what point do we need to remove the illusion of what and not just him, I said this earlier, a few players, remove the illusion of what Martinelli could be, and look at him for what he is. And I think right now that's a squad player. There's times where we could use your tenacity, or not thinking, as somebody said, but we need cold, calculated killers. And you look in our front line, it's Bukayo Saka. Then it's probably Wanyeri, asterisk, he's young and whatnot. Again, Wanyeri, if there's one criticism, brother, please stay on side. Martinelli needs to stay on side. He would have had a goal today with his assist. Stay on side, man. A couple of them childish, but he's young. Wanyeri, man. There's a couple of good moments, and I think his personality is starting to show, because there was moments Timber shouting at him, he's shouting back. Obviously, there's no egos. It's for the best of the team. Merino was the real hero today. He's not gonna there's just too many, respectfully, bigger talking points than Mikel Merino, so he's just not gonna get his clout, man. Humble squad player, man. Real shouldn't have even gone to extra time, to be honest. They fell asleep in the last minute and let Sociedad equalize. They're mad open, but we'll take advantage of seriously. But will we take advantage? I seriously doubt it. I want to ask, because nobody's mentioned it. How did Zubamendi get on? Unless I'll say. Yeah, Timber, man. You don't want to hear that at all. We hope for the best, man. Again, I hope there's a bit more positive on both players. But if I had to pick, I think if anyone's likely to be all right, Timber. It's bad for Gabriel, man. I'll be real. I hope to be wrong, but I look at the reactions. Timber looked like it was a we're cool kind of thing. Like it might be all right. Gabriel Magalhaes, he didn't look scared, but he looked like something happened there. Zubamendi was crap just like every game. Haha, Zubi ran the show. Of course, TG, the haters are gonna hate. Zubi played well. Anyone saying otherwise didn't watch the game. Zubi was bang average. So 1 and 2 didn't watch the game, and you two watched the game. That one Yeri volley would have been amazing if it went in. Saka 16 GA in 70 games. This was his season, bro. It was an all-timer, bro. We would have disarmed Phil Foden for that best player in the Premier League, but give or take, Mo Salah. Rice needs to work on his volleys. He always gets them on the edge of the area. Ian Wright, man, you're at the Emirates. I mean, you're at London Coley with Saka. I'm telling you, there's a bag there for you. Everybody just stay an extra hour after training and just work with him, man. In comparison, look at Saka. Saka started off as a left back. We had a 50% chance to beat Madrid beginning of the season. With the injuries, it's now 20%. Don't have the personnel. Did we really have 50%? Man said fuse them like it's anime. I'll leave the cartoons to you, lot, but I ain't watching no anime. Kivior is Rob Holding level. He doesn't have aggression or ball skills to make up for being an average defender. To be fair, he's better than Rob Holding. Right? He's better than Rob Holding. Big up Holding for the FA Cup final. He's better than Cannavaro. I just think with Kivior, I've said this before, I need to see more personality. I'm not asking you to F and blind, but you need a bit more personality. And I'm not making excuses, but I hear it. You know you're on the peripheral things. You know you're not getting enough first team football. You know you're only going to come on in situations where Gabriel Magalhaes is injured or you're going to play in the cups and and psychologically that might play a part. You're probably second guessing every first touch or whatever because you're going to be back on the bench if you do something wrong. But at the same time, you should be like on fuck it mode because you're gonna your reality anyways. You might as well try this. And I'd even extend this away from Arsenal. I just think I find it difficult centre backs with no personalities. That's why I always had a love-hate relationship with Koscielny because he was a good centre back in his prime, but I just don't think he had enough personality. For some strange reason, Ødegaard started playing well when Saka came in. Zubamendi good in possession, off the ball needed to be much better. Didn't win one duel. His team, this you lot in the chat. DG, don't listen to Liverpool fans on Zubamendi. They hate him like he's the Gerrard that moved to Chelsea. I only saw from the 80th minute on. Didn't notice Zubamendi much. I wasn't looking out for him. Not gonna lie. Timber more looks like cramp. Gabby looks stressed. And the funny thing is, Timber might be the one to be out. And to be fair, even Timber, bro, he's one of our more durable players because he's got an ACL. We can't say our man's injury prone if he got ACL, but even that, I reckon, Timber, Arsenal, rightly or wrongly, Timber's clearly played more, let's just say more minutes than we would have banked on. And if this is a season of reflection, we all know what we need to do in terms of incomings, outgoings, and contracts. But depth. And again, Arteta clearly knows this. Whether he's gone and actively done something about it is another thing. Arteta clearly knows this. You'd imagine the people in and around the culture stuff know this, but the one I want to know to hear knows this is better because that should be the first port of call. Now we ain't signed no strikers, and I don't know how much to take into the Gyökeres thing, but prior to Berto, it was led to believe that Sesko is the one arriving. That's the one the club looks like. We heard that we like Gyökeres, but we're not keen on him. Berta's coming. It's looking like it's a Gyökeres thing. So if he's putting his foot down, I'm here for it, innit? I'm here for it. DG, did you find a match today at the Emirates? You man running date sites and doing that. What a circus of a club. Shut up, man. You know what, Marcel? You're dedicated to hating, man. What is the time in America? Because it's 1:30 a.m. in the UK. Yeah, what's the time in America? I'll give you that. You're hating all around the clock. What is the time? Bearing in mind, you lot got all different time zones and all that kind of stuff. But to be fair, it's only 8:30 essentially, or 8:23. Fair enough. It's cool because when you get unexpected high bill, it's calm. It's calm. How's Trent? Can never get along with a loser. Respectfully, centre backs Christensen, Lindelof are all of the same mold. How can my CB be unique? Big up Amenya, man. Big up Amenya. Amenya, boy, I like late night. He's talking the truth. He's not doing the PR thing. He wants to make sure he's at the Emirates and whatnot. I hear it though. That's just my personal bias, but I hate soft centre backs. I'm not on this lead for defenders. I'm not on this leading by example thing. I can take soft attackers and whatnot. Defend, and I'm not saying you need to be overly tough because Lewis Skelly ain't overly tough, showing he's the strongest man in the planet. Neither is White, neither is Timber, but they're showing that they can't get regulated. I just think Kivio looks nervous. I don't think he was ready for this move with what I see with my eyes, and also obviously, yeah, man. No Arsenal fan should be single. Match.com can't chat to you, man. It depends, bro. Listen, if there's Brownings, we're there, innit? We're there, innit? Zubamendi had a 90. I'll leave you lot to do the Zubamendi facts. Zubamendi has short legs. It's Jorginho about the passing, which is pointless, but I cancel that stuff. Why for judging man's legs, bro? I agree with you, DJ. I hate soft centre backs with no person, especially in the Prem, bro. Marcel's on hella BS, but every family's got a crackhead, innit? And this is DG Nation family. He's our favorite crackhead, man. Don't listen to me. He gambles his benefits in the bookies. He drinks mad alcohol and comes here and says crazy stuff. He'll calm down soon, man. Munoz should have a brace. Real Madrid won't miss them chances, and that's the massive thing. There's always something we can learn isolated to a game that we could apply next. Play White and Tierney for Everton to allow Timber and MLS to have some rest. That's if their man are even there. Like we have to. We're assuming White's there. I hope it's a precautionary one. But sometimes players haven't been fit and they fully fit and they've been on the bench. For White not to make the bench, something's happened there. Pardon me, and it doesn't surprise me necessarily. White's been out a long time. Couple men have been out long times. You're gonna pick up niggles. Why is this not coming up? Zubamendi also won 4 out of 4 duels, 2 on the ground, 2 in the air. Big up you lot for doing the stats wars, man. Win, lose, or draw, these players must leave it all on the pitch against Madrid. Yes, that's it there. That's all I ask. That's all I want. If they win, they win. But let it be, you made it as difficult as you could. If, like I said, if Mbappe dances past 20 players, Vinicius the same. If Modric scores a screamer, it is what it is. Sometimes you just have to say it's calm. But what you can control that, innit? Darwin Núñez, Amber Alert. The funny thing is, you're actually spot on. I do drink a lot of alcohol and gamble a lot. Hey, Marcel, chill out with that, man. We're on a serious note. Chill out with that, man. Chill out with that. Calm down on the alcohol. All right, let me get some. It's been late as well, man. You know what? I deserve this. I've worked my fucking bollocks off, mate. And I'll be working my fucking bollocks off again. Early this morning. 10 a.m., 4 p.m. for Defo. And we'll Defo sandwich in between that, my own live stream, people. We keep working. Stop gambling, bro. Stop gambling. Stop gambling. Stop gambling. Gamble. The house always wins. I don't mind gambling for fun or gambling small amounts, but I've told you that before. I used to have a serious problem with gambling, man. I used to have a serious issue with gambling at like 16. I had more of a baby face now, so I don't even know why the bookies was letting me in, but I've won mad money in the bookies. But when I stopped on a loss in it, like I lost £400. I said, safe. I can't do this no more. Safe. Allow me. You lot do your beef. You lot that are doing the Zubamendi beef, allow me. I'm cracked, lad. Tired, lad. I lost mad bread on sports betting. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Chill, man. Chill. And in fact, we're screenshotting this because when Marcel talks nonsense, we're rising this up. You can't take alcoholics seriously, man. And even that, yeah, there was some dickhead, yeah, like, it's not going to make sense. But obviously, the car park, if you've been to the Emirates, and again, vlogs soon come out in it, so you can see. But if you've been to the Emirates, you know the car park bit. Obviously, when you're walking, it's not going to make sense, but there's a car park where you're walking down on the outside of the stadium. You can kind of peep and see the car park in it. So that's why when the players come through, you can hear people shouting, William. People are shouting Saka, and there's this fucking dickhead. I don't know what he looks like. If he's there, I might have just banged him in his face because you don't talk to Saka like that. He was shouting, Saka, why are you running? Why are you running? Don't run. It's like, why are you heckling Donny? You can't be an Arsenal fan, and I can tell you're soft. You might have to get moved to for that. How do you sign a defender with poor footwork, playing highline football with Kivior? His comical stuff. Kivior chasing players is funny. It's like quicksand. I must admit, when Kivior came on, I was thinking, oh, you know what? Fulham last time, crazy. Yeah, man. Man was like, Saka, why are you running? Saka's not even running from that. Now, man is coming out. He's holding his babe's like waist. He's got his friends there, like I'm sure his childhood friend. The man, and the thing is, I can't even see you. Nonsense. Man, accounting jewels is this rugby. Oh, but when it's Rice, we do that. I can't lie. I think we need to rotate our squad for Everton and keep everybody ready for Madrid. Play Tini left wing or something. Bring on Kukuri. Be difficult to play Kukuri because he's on loan. Tini left wing, mad. Even that, like, we have to even manage the minutes of Lewis Skelly. He looked knackered. Probably Wanyeri the same. I reckon, I don't know how it's all gonna work, and like it's too late for me to even do the thinking behind it. But you'd imagine Trossard starts. Trossard, Kivi will probably play at Everton. Oh gosh, Kivi, please, bro. Yeah, I believe in you. Them man there don't believe in you. Kivi, I believe in you. I believe in you. Kivi's got unique qualities I haven't seen before. In many ways, because of them unique qualities. Nah, it's too late. I can't even. I was going to start capping for no reason. I can't even bring myself. Big up yourself, eh? You just need to know how to beat the bookies. I bet without risking a penny. Yeah, there you have it. I'm sober right now. I'm not an alcoholic. This is who I am in general. I just love to talk ish, especially when it comes to sports. Never personal. It's all fun and games. Master, I know. And the regulars know. And it is, I'm not going to lie, yeah. It is quite funny, you know. It is quite funny when you start trolling in the chat because people get vexed. Yeah, he's gone on loan, man. You know, I clocked it a while ago, but these men will count penalties only scored by Saka. Jonathan Davis scoring penalties, and I say it's just a pen, bro. I'm not, boy, I can't lie. I'm not taking in your Jonathan David stuff anymore because you snaked him. Don't think I can't find that live stream. The minute, do you know, this is how you know people are not loyal, because the minute David Ornstein spoke about Gyökeres and we was reading that article, that man, who is a mod, himself said, forget the Jonathan David stuff. This guy's been banging on about him. Did you know that getting off alcohol is harder than getting off cocaine? I don't know about that. I don't know. You'd have to talk to people that have done coke. Wait, you're going mad. Could never be me. It's all entertainment, boy. But you snaked him, though, so we can't do that. Kivior just had a good long ball. Other than that, he's bang average. She knows Arsenal. Jessica Black, I'm letting you lot know if she doesn't duck on Thursday, we're having some uncomfortable conversations. Do you remember a few months ago, she was telling me Kivior was a good passer? She was telling me Kivior was a good passer. I was hearing all these things. Respectfully, I don't rate Kivior. We're all allowed that, but I'll back him all the time. I just don't rate Kivior, bro. Like, and the maddest thing is I'm on Kivior staying. If you're on staying in this role that you're in now, in terms of depth and that, cool. If Berta thinks we can get a better pattern, I'm on that. If you're one that we can get some money, I'm on that. Ideally, I want, you know, if Kivior says he wants to go, I want him gone permanently. If I'm honest with you, I hope for an obligation to buy. If I'm not that I'm any transfer expert, if I'm realistic, putting myself, if like he's been linked, whether they get him or not, he's been linked with AC Milan, Inter Milan, this one, that one, even some Prem clubs, especially the Italian clubs who are broke, and Kivior's probably on something decent in comparison to what the Italian clubs want to pay. You're going to do the buy, you're going to do the loan with a buy option, not obligation, buy option. So then in the summer of 2026, you're the next one that we're going to have to deal with. Yeah, as soon as I pop up in the chat, these man be on to me. They always get rattled. Kivior never covers the left back. He just keeps running into the goal. Lets crosses come in. Doesn't close down the winger. Munoz goal was so dumb. Same as Liverpool game. And that's the thing. What scares me with Kivior is like, whatever way people... And I'll extend this to Calafiori, because for me, I like Calafiori. I'm not going to write you off at 22, but I think you need to go on a defensive crash course. You're struggling at left back. Bear what I just said in mind. I'm not saying I'm right, but people will sit there and tell me, no, he's a centre back. If you're struggling at left back, and I'm not saying you can't get pulled out wide and stuff, but if I'm struggling to see some level of competent defensive levels at left back, it's not going to work at centre half. And again, if you watch Arsenal Football Club, like a lot of you claim you do, bro, you're pulled into those wide areas, build up play, the transition. You naturally, as a left-sided centre-back, have to cover that kind of half space between the touchline and obviously the centre-half region, because Lewis Skelly or Zinchenko, whoever the hell is playing inverted left-back, it's a very intricate system. DG wants me to forget that I just want Jonathan David as a club, as a backup. These man think I want him to be the North American TH14. I'd say he's a decent passer, but the only thing he excels at is long range passing. Then are you a good passer? Like, I'm being harsh, but brother, you're a Polish international, you're a professional footballer, you're an Arsenal footballer. Should be able to hit a cross-field pass. And if you're real, how far does that go? Because I've also seen Declan Rice come out and say the gaffer don't like that. And this ain't no give you a hate campaign. I just think he's not levels, and I think we bought him too much. Nah, DG, you can't teach that. Blood was marking Raya when Muniz was the only Fulham player in the box for that. And the thing is, there was a couple times he's given the ball away, but then there was also some encouraging moments. And praise the Lord for Muniz, innit? Maybe he remembers Edu wanted him, because honest to God, being at the game, I don't know how I missed. I don't. Watching it on the replay, that's another thing, being in the press box, innit? Because you're sitting down, like, you feel special. I know you shouldn't, but you feel special because you're around the normal fans, but you're in the little press thing. Everyone looks at you like you're doing cool stuff. I took my laptop out for no reason. There was nothing to do on my laptop. The only time I actually need to do my laptop is make sure you're hitting the like button, people, and also make sure you're checking out my condensed match reaction. That's the only time I need it. But you got your little laptop out. It's got a little charge. I'm charging my phone. You've got your little what do you call it? Like a mini screen. So it's like if I'm watching the game and there's something on the other side, you can see it on the mini screen. It's crazy. The miss was criminal. Look at DG becoming a made man. Nah, man. And that's testament to you lot, because everything we've done and we haven't even scratched the surface it started because of this and because you lot believed it, man. Not even, man. Not even. I've been in a couple press conferences. I could get used to it. Calafiori is just too aggressive. That's my main problem. For me, it's just minor little changes with Calafiori. When to get tight, when to drop off, looking over your shoulder, when to try stuff and when to thingy. I think he's got to be a bit more calculated and less emotional. But I've got time for Calafiori. I'm not going to write you off at 22. But you need to go on a defensive crash course. You need to. Because Lewis Skelly is a better option than you right now. But I wish you was fit, Calafiori. Kiwi will never be right. It's time to cash in. I do think isolate today, it's an agenda thing, though. Some of you are doing the agenda thing, though, man. But it just, yeah, Kivio's just, that's not levels, man. Unfortunately. Extremely proud of you, sir. Upwards and onwards. Kivio is 25 too. Can't even really factor in age. Is he? Kivio. A man was born in 2000. You're older than my nephew. Even that, on the topic of centre halves, like Marley Salmon, like, because obviously we did a watch along for the Norwich game. I think he's born into, like, there's humans born in 2009. Like, even that, big up Frimmy as well. I saw Frimmy today. Like, there's a guy who works for Arsenal, like in the media bit or whatever. He's telling me he's 23 and that, like, crazy. Big up DG. Injuries can happen at any time. Yep. So we just have to be prepared. We can just sell Kivio to AC Milan and get Hato. Yep. Surely we can make our 20 million back, though, man. Kivio is 25. I don't want to agenda him, though, man. Because I don't want to make it about him. Because I don't think he would. Today, I don't think he was terrible. I just don't. You're probably the. I'll be honest. Kivio's probably the only player. Like, there's players I think need to be moved on at Arsenal. And obviously, you're a good player. You're a professional footballer for one. You're an international for another. All of those kind of things. But I'd say Kivio's the one footballer at Arsenal I don't rate. Like, I don't rate. I can have my question marks over a lot of players. I just don't rate Kivio at all. Respectfully, I don't rate you at all. I don't rate Neto in goal as well, but that's irrelevant. I don't rate you at, like, I think Kivio is the one, and I don't want to. I'm not trying to lead no hate campaign or anything. We all allowed opinions, and I would love for Kivio to prove me wrong. I want to wake up tomorrow and Kivio is better than Magalhaes and all these guys, and he, or at minimum, he looks levels. Like, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, lot, people. In the stream tomorrow, we'll do, it's too late to be reading all of this and doing all of that, people. Yeah, we'll do all of that in the stream tomorrow, innit? But yeah, what was I doing? I was going on teams, go to the men. Like, honestly, Raya's my guy. Neto, you're cool for this year. I don't rate you per se. I rate Saliba, I rate Dini, I rate White, I rate Gabriel Magalhaes, I rate Timber. I think Zini needs to be moved on, but I rate you. I think Tommy needs to stay fit, but I rate you. I rate Gallifuri. I don't rate Kivio. I don't. I don't. I don't see anything you're good at like that. Zini, shit defensively, but you probably should be being playing as an 8 or a 10. Clearly, you was the one that started this inverted fullback stuff. And the first year you came in, we fought for a title. Yeah, you're terrible defensively, but we had some good defensive records there. So, yeah, you're all right. Tommy, you just can't stay fit. Timber, Magalhaes, White, Saliba, never stop. Yeah, I don't rate. Jorginho, obviously ain't got the legs, but you can't not rate him. Or you can't say he's a terrible footballer or he's not levels, kind of thing. Ødegaard, struggling. I can't say I don't rate you. Marino, squad player. Don't rate you to the highest extent, but you're calm. Rice, my guy. Partey, calm. Rate Saka. Jesus needs to be moved on, but we rate him. Martinelli, headless chicken, but we rate him to some level. Trossard, frustrating, but we rate him. Kai shouldn't have been bought, but there's a level of ratings. Sterling. I rate Sterling. I don't rate Calheim, but you can get sold. I don't rate Tavares, but you're doing your thing in Italy. Fabio, I like you, but it's just not gonna happen here. Lokonga, I don't rate you. We got sold a dud. Nelson, you're my guy. To be fair, Marquinhos, I don't rate you. Like, how can we go Brazil and come back with this? The name fits it, but come on, man. So yeah, that's just my honest thoughts, man. I said close the tab. We don't have to discuss it. I'm Jamaican. I don't even rate Sterling. I can't bring myself to say certain things on the public forum. Minute. Read between the lines. I think we all rate Tommy. It just sucks. He's always injured. Kivio has his good games once in a while, but yeah, look at him at Goodison Park, going to be a madness. Never mind Real Madrid. Kivio is the only player I genuinely don't like in the team. Now, send Tommy to Saudi, man, is the reason we are overplaying Timber. He should not be out of club going for. And that's one thing that's jarred me in that. How many times this season, whether Timber's not been there or Calladis or in the game this, like we've said, we could do with Kivio. I mean, with Tommy, definitely not Kivio. We could do with him, you know. Really hope to see you have a show with Clive Palmer. I rate Clive. He's one of my favorite content creators where Arsenal's concerned. Like, pause. He's got a very unique voice that's quite, again, pause on all of this, but it's quite soothing, and he's just got them voices for that. It's got me blocked on Twitter though, man. Tell him shout, man. Or I'll shout, Unks. DG, what was the noise like in the stadium when Saka scored? Bro, I hope to God I've still got the footage, you know. I think the noise, electric, bro. You'd think it's a concert. As I said at the start of this, it was loud. For certain men are going to score goals for Arsenal Football Club or score goals for us at Wembley. And I promise you, it will not be louder than Saka's name being announced at the start of the game. What I mean by that is when you watch it on TV or you're at the Emirates, the first 11 is named, then the bench. Mad thing from that. Crazy from that. Crazy when Saka warmed up for the first time. Crazy when he came off the bench. Mad thing when he scored. Like decibels. Even for Arsenal standards, we're not the loudest. Kivio is one of them players that just shows how bad Mikel's talent ID is. Like I said, Kivio plus 90 for Verts. Let's do it. Bayern also interested in him. Get that. Do that before they actually get a chance to watch Kivio. Sell both Kivio and Zini. Replace them with Hato. There's nothing Kivio and Zini can do to convince me that they stay ahead of Hato. Fair play. Yeah, man. I'd rather Zini over Kivio. I'll be real. I heard you got a show with Turkish. Where'd you hear that? Yeah, nah. Soothing's not the right word. Nah, again, pause. Clive Palmer has one of them them voices, man. Like he's got one of them. You know what? I'm putting myself on a 30-second band in it because that sounds mad. I didn't articulate it well enough in it, but he's got one of them voices, man. Like he could, like, you know, like David Attenborough, like the Animal Done. Like he's got one of them voices, bro. Like it just, yeah. Why for the soothing thing, man? Like, it's this therapeutic? Nah, making it worse, man. He just got a good voice, man. Couple people have. You lot asked me the question before. Like Clive Palmer is one of my favorite content creators. You lot asked me my 5. Somebody on my last live stream asked me my top 5, like Arsenal content creators, like people I actually listen to. Bearing in mind, I don't even listen to myself. And I think there's a couple. Like if I had to say 5, I'm not just saying this because he's my boy and whatnot, but D, Famzone TV, make sure you're subscribed. I like the way even if I don't agree, I like the way D articulates his arguments, and I'm like, I don't have to agree with anybody, or I don't have to disagree, but I just like people who I can understand their thought process and where they're coming from it, and I like the way he can consider all variables, and like he just sees football or dialogue around football in the way I see it. He's class, bro. He's class. Make sure you're following Famzone TV. I think I think Clive. I don't care what no one tells me, bro. Like Tom Canton's a real one. Like Tom, I like Alex, different knock. I like how he talks. I like him. And it's late. I'm missing someone's name. I definitely said someone. I like Turkish. I like the way Turkish speaks about Arsenal. There's definitely someone that, again, like it's bare late, man. Like there's definitely someone else in it. How can Fulham's defenders be better than Kivior? That's crazy. That's nasty work. Soothing's a madness. It's a madness. His voice is very measured. Why are you doing that? Inquisitive voice when he talks, he sounds like he knows more than he's saying. Yeah, that's it. Soothing was a madness. Yeah, Soothing's a madness. Oh gosh. Yeah, I deserved that. It was AI that said that. What's that? Where's that guy that always, whenever I say pause, or especially when me, D, and Catch do our shows, yeah, every time one of us says pause or something, he brings up that Kevin Gates quote about you don't have to say pause. The one time I need him here, he's not here, man. These class. But yeah. You lot are horrible because you know what I meant. It's just Soothing was oh Lord. Let's hope that no context account don't see that. In fact, nah, that's cool, man. They could never accuse me of a madness. We don't support Manchester United. Yeah, Turkish said on his stream the other day he's due to cook sandwiches soon. Soon land, man. He's a busy man. Let's see the state of replies. And this ain't no malice because the game's the game and everyone's mad. The last message I got from Turkish was on Friday at 7:49. My bad, G. This week's been mad for me. Could probably do the Wednesday next week, so that'll be tomorrow. But let me confirm on Monday. I then said on Friday at 10:54, which again, I think people are doing things in it. Like, so I'm sure we're due to do something. I said at 10:54. Minor, I'll nudge you Sunday, Monday. I then said yesterday, well, yeah, that would have been Tuesday, even though we're into Wednesday. Yo, bro, any update? And then I said yo again at 9. So yeah, when Turkish is there, we'll do that, man. Pick up yourself. Narrate a voiceover. We need to keep criticizing Kivior so the football gods somehow turn him into Cannavaro for a couple of games. You think Gabriel will miss Real at the next Champions League game? See, unfortunately, I do, man. Hamstringing, being at the ground, like, again, we got to remember, in the same way we're not doctors and we was trying to do mathematics over Saka, Gabriel Magalhaes is not a doctor in it. Sometimes you could panic. Sometimes you can panic yourself and it's like over exaggerated and whatnot. But at the same time, you could caveat that and say, we know what we saw and it never looked good. And as a player, I do think when you're fucked. You know when you've done a madness. There was even ironically, there was a time Timber went down. It had not, and I don't think it's got anything to do with his injury. I think he cleared the ball, and he got a kick, and I just started getting scared. In fact, there was one time in the first half, Fulham did this mad counter attack, and I don't think it'd be in the highlights. Timber just put the fire out, and there was one time, going with the Kivior thing. There was one time he just charged out of his position. He just made some. It weren't quite over. It was just a forward run from centre back. He just made the run. And you could see Declan Rice look like, what the fuck's he doing? Like Declan Rice, it's like he could preempt what was going to happen. Bearing in mind, we had the ball, so obviously Kivior's ran forward, innit? Declan Rice ain't joined the move. Maybe because Kivior's made the run he was going to make, but he just jumped in Kivior's centre-back position for that moment. What happened? We lost the ball. Thank the Lord, that's where that stopped. Yeah, man, that's not even allowing Turkish. Turkish a busy man. Like, we'll make it happen, innit? Like, but that's just, you don't know the status, innit? And he did say, I think you lot are referring, unless Turkish has said it again, pardon me, you're referring to the Dan Pot stream he did with Dan. So yeah, man. Curtis Shaw. What about Curtis? Timber genuine contender for player of the season, not a single game below 7 out of 10, arguably best Arteta signing. Ooh, he's up there. But you're being harsh. You bit of recency bias to Gabriel Magalhaes, surely. Even the way Gabriel Magalhaes is, like, from what he looked like when he walked in the club, let's not act like we're shit. But for some of you lot were saying Rob Holding and Pablo Mari was our best centre-half partnership. Some of you know who you are, and you definitely know I'm not making this up. Certain people used to say Pablo Mari was a better option than Gabriel Magalhaes. This is when Gabriel Magalhaes didn't go Turkey and he had the bozo gene. I still said that was bullshit then. I'm going to say it's now. Pablo Mari clearly benefited from pretty privilege. You know how some of our fans are. The same dons that fancied Pablo Mari clearly got posters of Calafiori and clearly love Mikel Arteta. It was nonsense then, it's nonsense now. And do you know what made me more mad about that? I've never seen a defender get more hyped for not being tested. We tucked in West Brom, my man was saying this. Some Arsenal fans don't deserve good things. Clive does know his football. Some Arsenal fans, some of them don't deserve good things. I'm holding and Marie. You don't know I'm not making this up. I'm definitely not making this up. How come man get to smoke themselves up on Bud that have them saying Holding and Marie is our best centre back? To be fair, we was in the trenches, but and I just know even then and now, Gabriel Magalhaes had to be by default in everybody's best 11, best partnership and all that stuff. And I think with Gabriel Magalhaes and players in general, yeah, obviously Arsenal need to sign players. We need stuff in it, but I do think one underrated aspect in the Premier League, or I'd say either British fans or people that focus their attentions on supporting British clubs if you're abroad, yeah. The solution is always to spend. I think very little is said on improving players or players improving, like you've seen with numerous. You know, and Ødegaard's a terrible example because of where he's at now, but Ødegaard's first 6 months, anyone that remembers when he joined us on loan to what he became, Gabriel Magalhaes, slyly Saliba. I know Saliba's thing's a bit different. He went on loans. Saka, been lit from the jump, but now he's really, really lit. Man, have improved. Magalhaes is our most important player after Saka going into next season, just how I see it. I think there's a holy trinity. I think for me, Saka, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes. But I think there's more. I don't think the team's the same without Declan Rice. I don't think it's the same without David Raya, obviously. I don't think it's the same without either of our centre-halves. I don't think it's the same without Bukayo. And I can't, at this moment in time, we're not the same without Kai Havertz. Big up Mikel Merino, he's doing his thing. You rate Curtis Shaw? Shout out Curtis, man. Holding, locking up Costa with Mertesacker, a slow coach. Kivior ain't got one of those. He can't do it. Yeah, I just shot Kivior, get the bread, man. Just get the peas, man. But I don't want it to become a Kivior thing. And yeah, man, we hope Kivior has the best performance he ever can. We hope he proves everybody wrong, and we hope all of that stuff, people, man. I'm seeing points table and X. Apparently, we'll get 83 points and Liverpool get 81. I hope they're right. What we saying? Premier League and Champions League double? Of course not. But I can't lie, man. On that note, though, I'm going to love and leave you lot. I'm back at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. for definitely. Yeah, it's actually today. Apologies for not doing the watch along, but I'm still here, man. I'm still here. We will be doing a watch along for Arsenal, well, Everton, Arsenal, and there's always content, man. I know you lot haven't caught up with all the content, so if you can't find your bed, you know what you need to do. But yeah, on that note, big up you lot for tuning in. It means the world. Come on, you Gunners, innit? One love.